everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you some quick, easy, inexpensive DIY Halloween projects. Perfect to do with your kiddos to get them involved with these. And today is a really gloomy, rainy day here, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to get going on these projects, and it just makes it feel a little more spooky for Halloween. So if this is something that you are interested in seeing, keep watching. So for this first project, I had made this pumpkin garland back in the fall, and I will be sure to leave the link to this DIY project in the cards above and in the description box below in case you are interested in seeing how I made this. So I thought it was time to change this up for Halloween. I also put it over here in my coffee station. So I love this idea because now I can change it up for the seasons, and I'm excited to show you what I plan to do here for Halloween. So here are the materials I'm going to be using in order to change up my pumpkin garland. And most of the stuff was found at the dollar store or Michael's in their Halloween section, which currently has 50% off, which I thought was a great deal. So I picked up from the dollar store these cute little eek ornaments, and they're all black and sparkly. I'm just going to cut the hanging tag off. I got these cute, they're called coasters, these spider web coasters, and I got these at Michael's in their Halloween section, and they were 50% off. So they were $2.50 for 5. Then I got some of these sparkly spiders, and they were from Michael's in their Halloween section at 50% off. So each package was $2, and I thought that was a great deal. And then for your garland, you can use some twine. And these clothespins I'm going to use to attach to the back of the spider webs and the eek so they clip on to my garland. And some glue of your choice. I am choosing to use hot glue. So let's get started on making our Halloween garland. I decided to color the clothespins black because I didn't like the wood color. I thought it just stuck out too much against all the black. Now I just used a permanent marker. You can certainly paint them whatever you want to do. That's total preference, but I just thought this was faster. Then it was time to hot glue the clothespins onto my ornaments, and because the eek ornament is a little heavier, I decided to use 2 to hang on to the garland. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I only had to use 1 clothespin for the spider webs because they were only made out of felt and they were quite light. So all I did was hot glue it all together. Now that everything is glued together, it's time to change up the garland, and this is the fun part. So I'm going to leave my twine where it is, and it's attached to the wall with command hooks. And I'm just going to take off everything, and then I'm going to start putting on my Halloween decor. And I was happy I decided to put 2 on the eek ornament because it really was quite heavy. But I was loving the way this was looking. All the black against the cream, the white background was looking so good. I was loving it. Then I decided to add some spiders to try and cover up the command hooks. I put black on one end, but let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you like the black? Do you like the orange as I'm showing here? Or how about that hot pink spider? In the end, I decided to stick with all black on this garland, but let me know in the comments below what your preference was. For this next DIY project, I got all these items at the dollar store. So first off, I found these shower puffs in black. They're called Men's Exfoliating Sponge, and they were only $1. And I thought these would make a perfect pumpkin. So I got 2 of those. I got some of this Jewelry Craft sparkly rope, I guess, leatherette in the jewelry section, and I thought that would be really cute to add to the stem of the sponge to make a sparkly stem. And then I just got some white poster board from the dollar store. I think I might make little eyes and nose and mouth for the pumpkins, but I'm not sure yet. So the first thing I'm going to do with these sponges is just kind of fluff them up a bit. They were a little bit squished from the store, so I'm just kind of fluffing them up so that they'll stand up a bit better, look more like a little bit of a pumpkin shape, kind of what you do at Christmas time with the Christmas trees. And then I decided to hot glue the stem at the top together just to make it a little bit more sturdy. So that's what you see me doing here. I just put some glue in the middle and squeezed it together, and it did make a difference. It made it much sturdier. Now I'm just going to determine how much of the cord I want around the stem. So I just measured 1 piece, cut it, and then I proceeded to cut a whole bunch all the same length. So now that I have all my leatherette pieces cut, it's time to start attaching them to the stem. So on the first sponge, I learned a lot with this one because I put glue on both sides and I tried to put 1 piece at a time. But for the second one, what I did was I put hot glue on one side and attached all the pieces to the one side. Then it was easy to just hot glue onto the other side and flip them all over and press all together. And that worked out much better than trying to glue 1 piece on at a time. But that's the fun of these DIY projects, is you learn a lot every time you do them, and you know you have to do trial and error. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But look at that. I hope the camera can pick it up properly. Look at that little stem. It was so sparkly and pretty. And now I'll add it into my coffee station. For this final craft, here's what I'm going to be using to do this. I'm going to be using some of these cute little foam witch's hats that I found at Michael's. And again, they were 50% off, so I got all these. There are 30 of them in here for $6. So that's a pretty good price. I'm going to be using the black ones. And then optional is, if you want to embellish the hats, I'm trying to decide between some gold glitter or black glitter. I'm not sure which yet. And in order to get that on, I'm going to be using some Mod Podge, of course my styrofoam brush. And then because I want these hats to look like they're suspended in air, I'm going to be attaching them to my window with some fishing wire. So I'm going to get started on my witch's hats. So I decided to use the black sparkles, and what I'm going to do is just put a strip of Mod Podge in the middle. It's total preference, however much or little that you want on it. And then I just sprinkled the black glitter over the Mod Podge and then tapped off the excess. And look how cute this looks. It's so sparkly, so pretty. I know. I'm being really silly here. I used the tip of a very sharp knife to puncture a hole in the top to put the fishing wire through. Not a smart move, I know. In the end, I had to make a little bit of a bigger hole with a pair of scissors. But then I just strung some fishing line through it, and then it was time to do another silly thing, and that's get up on my counter. And I just had some command hooks up here that I'm putting inside my crown molding on the top of my cabinets. I had the fishing line tied to it, and I just tied off all the hats onto the fishing line, and that way I could move them around where I needed to. Originally I thought 3 would do, but as you can see, one was always hidden behind the light, so I did add on a 4th hat, and I did add glitter on both sides of the hats because they twist and turn, and I need you to see it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and got some inspiration to try some of these DIY projects. They were so much fun to make. This year I'm finding I am doing a lot more Halloween stuff. I haven't done it for a long time since my children were really little. So I'm having a lot of fun getting back into the groove of it, and I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know below what your favorite one was. I don't know which one was my favorite. I love the witches' hats hanging there. I love the pumpkins, but I really do love my garland. I'm getting so much joy out of changing it up for the season. So next up will of course be Christmas, and I already have some ideas for that. It's just been fun to be able to change it up. So I hope you enjoyed this video and think about subscribing if you haven't already. Love to have you join me each week. And until next time, guys, I hope you have a fabulous week. Bye.
I've been waiting for this. Yeah, it's been up on my mind.